Talk back off.
Hello everyone on YouTube. The video is finally here. It's time to review the Yamaha PSR f51. What you just heard there was the main demo song of this very inexpensive Yamaha keyboard. This here is the Yamaha PSR f51, released in 2016. This keyboard is essentially a PSR f50 with a different colour scheme, and it's essentially a PSR, not a PSS f30 with 61 keys. It's exactly the same keyboard feature-wise, but what features does this keyboard have? Not a lot, unfortunately. You've just got your basic sounds, your basic rhythms, pretty much nothing else. But let's listen to some sounds. I'm going to go put this keyboard, I'm going to put my phone down on the music rest holder because that's where it can go. So I've got both hands free, and this is the default piano sound. Definitely not suitable for learning Imagine on. The keys aren't too nice, but the way they're positioned. Let's listen some more. Van Halen Jump. Another one. Jazz guitar is fairly nice on this keyboard. And that's just about it for the sounds. Now, this keyboard, rather like its little brother, the PSS F30, has an extremely large menu. So I've turned on OTS, and this button here to the left of the voice button is the song/style menu. So in order to go to the styles, you have to go through all the songs first with the plus and minus button. However, I can tell you now that there are some brilliant styles on this keyboard. Like the piano sounds, we've got 8-beat modern, and I've turned on one touch setting so you can hear it. lot of the basic styles you'd expect from Yamaha keyboards. I mean, this is one of the first to introduce the ethnic rhythms after all. I'm not going to show those off. If you want me to show off all the... if you want to hear all the voices, all the demo songs, and all the styles, subscribe, comment that you're subscribed to get to be able to see them. Anyway, what else does this keyboard have? Not quite a lot. Like I said, the songs and the styles are pretty good. I don't know too much about this because I haven't had a proper play with this keyboard, but there are some functions like duo mode, and that lets you... I don't know how to activate it, but I do know with duo mode you can have a student and a teacher play together. So this keyboard is perfect for the classroom. What's on the back of the keyboard then? There's nothing really too much about it. There's just your power supply and you've got a headphone jack. No sustain pedal. There is, however, sustain built into the keyboard itself. Now, let me pick the phone up because it could interfere with the keyboard. Now, would I recommend this keyboard in this day and age? Well, let's consider who this keyboard was made for. This keyboard was made for absolute beginners to keyboard. And when I mean absolute beginners, those who have no experience with music whatsoever, no experience playing keyboard, no experience with the actual feel, but this keyboard does have education features. Also, the keys are not touch sensitive. I mean, if I'm playing this note softly, and it's going to sound the same. If I bash the note, it's going to stay like that. But what do I think of this keyboard in my own opinion? I love it. I absolutely love this keyboard. Because not only is it compact and light for a Yamaha keyboard anyhow, I can literally lift it up off the stand like that. It's a feather compared to all my other keyboards. The design is pretty nice as well. You've got all your basic functions right here. Tempo tap is where you need it. Your volume's right here, just where the tempo is. And you've got
45 file manager and
you've got quite a lot of possibilities if you know what you're doing. But like I said, this keyboard isn't made for serious musicians. This is made for musicians. Just had to quieten my Chromebook down. This keyboard is made for those who absolutely want to learn keyboard. And schools, rejoice! This keyboard is made for your classroom. Yep, this keyboard has 61 keys, not touch sensitive, however. But it's an incredibly nice keyboard. Easy fits on a desk. Well, it can fit almost anywhere. And rejoice doesn't it doesn't contain. Oh, sorry about these introductions. And what were I going to say? That's it. This keyboard contains no distracting features, so no DJ mode, no sound effects kit, just the bare basics. And that's what you'd want in a keyboard in an educational setting. So if you were a teacher, I recommend buying this keyboard, buying them in bulk in your classes and stuff. However, this keyboard was discontinued last year, so it's had a pretty long run. And my final verdict: if you're on an extremely low budget, this keyboard is a no-brainer. However, if you're a serious musician, I recommend going for something a lot more advanced. So, I'm going to take you on a tour of my keyboard emporium, as you will, and I'll show you the keyboards I've got in storage right now. Because most people have always asked me how many keyboards I've got, so I'm going to show them the keyboards. The ones that I can reach anyhow. Starting with this one, here is my, there's my PSR 220 right there. I got this PSR 78 here that I'm tapping on. And there's the Yamaha DJX2. And my PSRE 463. And here is the PSRE 313. Now, I definitely recommend this keyboard that is about to fall if I don't do anything else over the PSR f51 because it's got a few more features, but is otherwise no different. I can't show off any of the keyboards at the far back. You won't be able to see them, but you might be able to get a glimpse of the Casio CT656. And down here is my CTK 495. And there, right down at the middle, is my other PSR 220, the one that was damaged from London, and my PSR 8000. Now, if I can focus it correctly, you can see that the PSR 8000 has broken keys. I can no longer use that keyboard anymore. All my other keyboards are at the far back, so you won't be able to see them. However, if I can focus in on it, here's my Casio my Casio SA76. Battered now, actually, to be fair. And above it is the Casio CTK 1150. So, what do you think of my collection? Let me know in the comments. I know I have a lot more keyboards in there, but I can't focus in on them. I know my PSR 195 and my PSRE 413 are in there. Let's go back to where I have the PSR f51 set up. What you might be able to see on the stand, there's another keyboard I've got hanging around here. I've got so much stuff hanging around. You'll be able to see it. Here it is, the Yamaha PSR 260. Not in the best condition, I'm afraid. I got it back in June of 2018. As for the PSR f51, let's go back over to that. So, you're probably wondering, I didn't tell you how I got this keyboard. I got this keyboard in May of this year, off for absolutely nothing, off one of my dad's friends. And to be fair, the reason why he was giving it away is because he got it for Christmas last year for his kids, but they weren't interested in the keyboard. And unfortunately, this is a keyboard people just love to hate. But aside from that, it's a nice keyboard. The only reason I see people hating on the keyboard is because its speakers, look at those. They're generally not that good. But the reason why that is you've got to realize who this keyboard is made for. It wasn't made to be a serious performance keyboard. It was made for the absolute beginner who wants to be able to learn keyboard, maybe even show off to their friends. I mean, this keyboard, the rhythms, you've got synchro start, a single fill-in, and you've got your play button. And you've got 30 onboard songs. Now, for the song selection, many Yamaha fans, including myself, will recognise most of the songs on this keyboard. I'll play you a few of them. Obviously, you've heard the original demo. Let me get out of the style selection. Let's turn it on and off. Turn it on and off again. Go to the song/style. And here are some of the songs on this keyboard. Obviously, you've heard that one. That's the demo. Let's go back to the... There we go. So very much the same as on the PSR E series. However, not every song from that series is present. And if you own the PSR 290, you'll be familiar with these songs. The number pad, unfortunately, is incredibly small, so I can't show you the entirety of that. Here's one of my favourite songs on this keyboard. I don't think Yamaha even knows what this song is because I've seen it named under many different songs. But you'll be able to hear them if you want to hear all the demo songs on this keyboard. Make sure that you are subscribed and that you turn on notifications so that you never miss an upload. So the Yamaha PSR f51, pretty unique keyboard in its own right. However, it's not the best keyboard out there. It's been replaced with the PSR f52, but it's still a decent keyboard if you can get your hand on one. But I wouldn't recommend it for serious musicians. It's for budget-friendly audiences, those who want to just have fun on a keyboard, or those who just want to have a keyboard for, practicing on. And if you're a teacher in a classroom, definitely good for your students compared to the modern PSR E series that have so many distracting things on them right now. You'll remember the dreaded DJ mode and the dictionary. Oh yes, those fun times. Luckily my school never had those keyboards, but we did have the Yamaha PSR E213, and that can be just as distracting as the DJ mode. Now I do have the PSR 260, as you've already seen, which has DJ and dictionary, so I love those features myself. But if I'm speaking on the point of view, if I'm speaking on the point of view of a teacher, sorry about that, I've had to interrupt my computer. I'm running Ubuntu rather than Windows. Anyway, enough about Linux. If I'm talking on the point of view of a teacher, DJ mode, very distracting to students. But also a fun feature to mess with when you have free time. Otherwise, the PSR f51, very good keyboard for students. However, I strongly recommend going for a keyboard with touch-sensitive keys. I can't stress this enough. Yamaha needs to stop selling keyboards that don't have touch-sensitive keys. The latest keyboard you can get that doesn't have touch-sensitive keys is the Yamaha PSR E273. And what's worse, it has all the same sounds as this keyboard. And and to give you an idea, the PSR 275, which released all the way back in 2003 for all I know, has the same sounds. So Yamaha has essentially been using an already dated sound chip in most of its keyboards. And the latest PSR f52 is still using that sound chip. Whereas modern keyboards are already replacing their old sound chips, Yamaha is still holding on to it. I don't know too much about the PSR E473. I really want to get that keyboard because that's got a completely different sound chip altogether. But the E373 is definitely still using the old Yamaha sound chip, along with a few new sounds. And the live piano sound, which is kind of awesome. But I want to know what you think of the Yamaha PSR f51. Also, while I'm on the topic of that, the PSS F30 and PSR F50 as well. What do you think about those keyboards? I want to know, and we can go discuss about it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video now.
Talk back on. Camera. 0 app. Unlabeled. Capture. Pause. Stop recording. Button.
Thank you.
Double tap to activate.
Thank you all for watching. This is Jordan signing off saying, have a good day, everyone.